Ahmed's life was a symphony of order. Every morning he would rise before dawn, the first light of day barely touching the horizon. His routine was as precise as the ticking of a clock. He would meticulously prepare for the day, ensuring every detail was in place before stepping into his thriving textile business. Days filled with the rhythmic hum of his thriving textile business, evenings echoing with the comforting murmur of family. His wife and children were the anchors of his world, their laughter and love the melody that played in the background of his life. They would gather around the dinner table each night, sharing stories and dreams, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. He was a man of routine, content in the familiar cadence of his world, until the letter arrived. It was an ordinary day, much like any other, when the unexpected envelope found its way into his hands. The weight of it felt different, heavier somehow, as if it carried the burden of untold stories. Tucked away in a dusty old atlas, a relic from his late father's travels, the letter lay hidden. It was a book Ahmed had often seen but rarely opened, a silent witness to the passage of time. The atlas, with its worn cover and yellowed pages, held secrets of distant lands and forgotten memories. Its edges were yellowed, the ink faded with time. The letter seemed fragile, as if it might crumble at the slightest touch, yet it held a power that belied its delicate appearance, a power that would soon unravel the fabric of Ahmed's life. The words, penned in a hand Ahmed barely recognized, sent a tremor through his very being. His father's handwriting, once so familiar, now seemed like that of a stranger. The letter spoke of a past Ahmed had never known, a past that was now reaching out to him from the shadows. A secret, a half-sister, Amina. The name echoed in his mind, a name he had never heard before but now felt inexplicably connected to. Who was she? Where was she? Questions swirled in his mind, each one more urgent than the last.
Amina. I have a sister? The words felt foreign on his lips, yet they carried a weight that was undeniable. The revelation was both shocking and exhilarating, a door opening to a world he had never imagined.
Ahmed reread the letter. Each time the word struck him with the force of a physical blow. The more he read, the more he felt the ground shift beneath his feet. His father's secret was now his burden to bear, a truth that demanded to be uncovered. His father, a man of unwavering principles, had harbored a secret. A man who had always been a pillar of strength and integrity, now revealed to have a hidden past. The realization was a bitter pill to swallow, yet it also sparked a curiosity that Ahmed could not ignore. A secret that shattered the foundation of everything Ahmed thought he knew. The family photos that once told a story of unity and love now seemed incomplete, each one missing a piece of the puzzle. The shadowy figure of Amina loomed large, a ghost from the past that demanded to be acknowledged, and ignited within him an insatiable need to find this unknown sister. The need to understand his father's past, to connect with the sister he never knew he had, became a burning desire. It was a quest that would take him beyond the boundaries of his ordered life, into a world of uncertainty and discovery. Driven by a whirlwind of emotions, Ahmed resolved to unearth the truth. He packed his bags with a sense of purpose, each item a step closer to uncovering the mystery of Amina. His heart was a storm of emotions, but his mind was clear. He had to find her. His life of order was about to be irrevocably disrupted. The neat lines and predictable patterns of his existence were now a tangled web of questions and possibilities. The journey ahead was uncertain, but Ahmed knew he could not turn back. A journey awaited, one fraught with uncertainty, shadowed by secrets, and illuminated by the faint hope of finding Amina. The path ahead was unclear, but Ahmed was ready to face whatever lay in store. With the letter as his guide and hope as his compass, he set out to uncover the truth and find the sister he never knew he had. The letter offered fragmented clues to Amina's whereabouts. It was old, the paper yellowed with age and the ink slightly faded. Yet the words held a certain urgency, a plea from the past that Ahmed couldn't ignore. Each line seemed to whisper secrets, urging him to uncover the truth. A small village nestled at the foot of Mount Kenya. This serene place, with its picturesque landscapes and tranquil atmosphere, seemed worlds away from the bustling city life Ahmed was accustomed to. The village was a tapestry of life, woven with the threads of tradition and history. A name, whispered like a prayer, Mama Fatuma. Her name carried weight, a sense of reverence and mystery. She was known to be the keeper of stories, the one who held the village's collective memory. Ahmed felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps she held the key to finding Amina.
Mama Fatuma. Could she know where Amina is? Ahmed's mind raced with questions. He wondered what stories she might tell, what secrets she might reveal. His heart pounded with anticipation and a touch of fear.
Armed with this scant information, Ahmed embarked on his quest. He packed his belongings, taking only what was necessary. The letter, now a precious artifact, was carefully placed in his bag. Determination etched on his face. He knew this journey was more than just a search for Amina, it was a journey into his own past. The cacophony of Nairobi faded into the distance as Ahmed journeyed deeper into the heart of Kenya. The city's noise and chaos were replaced by the rhythmic hum of the countryside. Each passing mile took him further from the familiar and closer to the unknown. Lush emerald landscapes painted with vibrant hues of bougainvillea and jacaranda trees flashed by. The beauty of the land was mesmerizing, a stark contrast to the urban jungle he left behind. The vibrant colors seemed to breathe life into his journey, filling him with a sense of purpose. Each mile covered only intensified the burning curiosity within him. Ahmed's thoughts were a whirlwind of possibilities and questions. What would he find in the village? Would Mama Fatuma have the answers he sought? The road ahead was uncertain, but his resolve was unwavering. As he ventured further, whispers of the past seemed to echo in the wind. The landscape around him felt alive with memories, as if the very air carried the stories of those who had walked this path before him. Ahmed felt a deep connection to the land, a sense of belonging he hadn't expected. He sought out elders in sun-drenched villages, their faces etched with time and wisdom. These were the keepers of history, the ones who had seen the world change and yet remained steadfast. Their eyes held the weight of countless stories, and Ahmed hoped they would share their knowledge with him. He showed them the letter, a tangible piece of a history they too had lived. The elders examined it with care, their expressions a mix of recognition and curiosity. This letter was a bridge between the past and the present, a link to a time that had shaped their lives. Each shared what they could, fragments of a story, piecing together a picture of his father's life Ahmed never knew. The conversations were rich with detail, each elder adding a piece to the puzzle. Ahmed listened intently, absorbing every word, every gesture. The story of his father began to take shape, a tapestry woven from the memories of those who had known him. This journey was not just about finding Amina, it was about discovering his own roots, understanding the legacy that had been passed down to him. Ahmed's journey was not without its obstacles. The roads grew increasingly treacherous, his sleek car a stark contrast to the rugged terrain. But the physical challenges paled in comparison to the emotional turmoil that raged within him.
Am I on a fool's errand, chasing a ghost from a past best left undisturbed?
The thought of turning back flickered in his mind, attempting escape from the uncertainty that lay ahead. Yet the image of the letter, the feel of the aged paper, and the raw emotion etched in his father's hand, fueled his resolve. He pushed onward, the allure of discovering the truth, of finding Amina, eclipsing all fear. His journey was no longer just about uncovering a family secret, it was about confronting his own past, his legacy. As Ahmed delved deeper into his search, a creeping unease settled upon him. The library, once a sanctuary of knowledge, now felt like a labyrinth of secrets. Each dusty tome he opened seemed to whisper warnings, and the old building's creaks and groans echoed his growing apprehension. The records he examined were fragments of a past that many wanted to forget, but Ahmed was determined to piece them together, no matter the cost. He started receiving anonymous phone calls, his heart pounding with each unanswered ring. The silence on the other end was more unnerving than any words could have been. It was as if the caller was watching him, waiting for him to make a mistake. Each ring was a reminder that he was not alone in his quest, that someone, somewhere, was keeping tabs on his every move. Then came the messages, cryptic warnings to abandon his quest, to let sleeping dogs lie. The texts were brief but chilling, filled with veiled threats and ominous undertones. "Stop now or face the consequences," one read. Another simply said, "Some secrets are better left buried." Ahmed's resolve wavered, but his curiosity and sense of justice pushed him forward.
"You should stop now, Ahmed. This isn't worth the risk. You're digging into things that are better left alone. Think about your safety, your family. Sometimes the past is buried for a reason. Don't dig up the past. It's not just about you anymore. There are others who could get hurt. Let it go, Ahmed. Let it go before it's too late."
Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at the edges of his determination. The night seemed darker, the city more menacing. Every shadow held a potential threat, every stranger a possible enemy. Yet amidst the fear, there was a flicker of hope, a belief that the truth was within reach, if he could just hold on a little longer. Who would want to keep this past buried? The faces in the old photos seemed to plead with him, their stories untold, their secrets hidden. The documents he found were pieces of a puzzle, each one bringing him closer to the truth. But with each discovery, the danger grew, and the shadows of doubt lengthened. Who was he endangering by unearthing it? The worried expressions of his relatives haunted him. They knew more than they were willing to share, and their silence spoke volumes. The old letter he found hinted at a scandal, a cover-up that had been meticulously hidden. But who was behind it, and why were they so desperate to keep it concealed?
Who's doing this? Who's trying to stop me? The questions swirled in his mind, each one more pressing than the last. The frustration was palpable, the sense of helplessness overwhelming. He needed answers, but they seemed just out of reach. Why don't they want me to find Amina? What is it about her story that scares them so much? The photo of Amina was a constant reminder of his mission, her eyes pleading with him to uncover the truth. But every lead he followed seemed to end in a dead end, every question met with silence or evasion.
The shadows of doubt lengthened, threatening to consume the fragile hope he carried. The alleyways and streets he walked seemed to close in on him, the darkness pressing in from all sides. The shadowy figures lurking in the background were a constant reminder of the danger he was in, the ever-present threat that loomed over him. Despite the fear, Ahmed couldn't shake off the feeling that he was being watched. Every crowded place felt like a trap, every cafe a potential ambush. The suspicious glances from strangers, the feeling of eyes on him even when he was alone, it all added to the growing paranoia. His every move, every conversation scrutinized by unseen eyes. The marketplace, once a bustling hub of activity, now felt like a stage where he was the main actor, and the audience was hidden in the shadows. The stress was taking its toll, the constant vigilance wearing him down. The threats, though veiled, held a chilling promise of danger. The notes left on his table, the texts that appeared at all hours, they were all reminders that he was walking a dangerous path. The shadowy figure holding a phone was a symbol of the unseen enemy, the one who was always one step ahead. The stakes were rising, and Ahmed found himself trapped in a deadly game of cat and mouse. The narrow streets he ran through seemed to close in on him, the walls pressing in as he tried to escape. The worried expression as he looked out the window was a reflection of the fear that gripped him. The suspenseful scenes of him hiding were a testament to the danger he was in, the deadly